While we can't guarantee the Amazon Basics carry-on travel backpack will be your lifelong travel companion, its price is hard to ignore for anyone on a budget. Hi, I'm Nathan from PackHacker, where we use our expertise and real-world experience to provide practical resources and honest opinions, guiding you towards smarter travel. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. We've been testing the Amazon Basics carry-on travel backpack for just over 3 months now, so let's dive into the review. Let's be honest, the Amazon Basics carry-on travel backpack is not one of the most aesthetically pleasing things we reviewed. There's really nothing fancy going on, but there's also nothing offensive either. It's just your average black backpack. However, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so we gave it to our Instagram audience to share their opinion, and 46% of people said they liked the look of the pack, which is not an awful result. Moving on to the branding, it's surprisingly minimal on this pack. The most evident is an Amazon Basics logo on the bottom, and there's also some branding on the zipper pulls as well. Now, an Amazon Basics logo isn't the most fashionable thing to rock, but it is pretty small. However, we would like to have seen it be black on black, just like it is on the zipper pulls, and Amazon doesn't need any more advertising, right? Moving on to the colors, this pack is available in black, navy, and red. Now, we actually think the black looks pretty good, as opposed to the navy and the red, which we feel look a little bit cheaper, lessens the kind of aesthetic of the pack in our opinion, but if you like navy or red, then by all means go for it. However, we will note that the black will show up less marks and dirt when you're on the road. As far as overall size goes, this is a bulky pack. It's not particularly streamlined, and as you pack it up with more things, it kind of gets a little bit lumpier. That being said, it is carry-on compliant for most airlines, and that is awesome. Moving on to the materials, this thing is made from 100% polyester. It's nothing exceptional, although it is a common material used in backpacks because it's lightweight, flexible, and durable. But just note, there are lighter weight and more durable materials out there, but this is pretty good for the price. When it comes to the buckles, to put it bluntly, they're pretty bad. We'd even say they're somewhat dangerous. These things are difficult to use, and we've easily caught our fingers inside on multiple occasions. That being said though, they do still work as buckles, and after 3 months of use, they're doing okay. Now, we wish we had better things to say about this bag, but we're going to have to let the gripes continue. Let's talk about these zippers. We've already had a zipper pull break on this bag after just 2 months of use. As we were zipping it up, it just flew straight off. And while the main compartment zipper is SBS, a fairly trusted and reliable brand, the rest are unbranded. While all of the zippers open and close pretty smoothly, it's durability that's the issue here. The bottom line is that a cheap backpack is made with cheap materials, and we really didn't expect anything more for a bag at this price point. Now, the zipper pull breaking off is a pain, but it doesn't affect the overall integrity, and what more can you ask for a bag this cheap? Moving into the external components, let's dive right into this harness system. The adjustable shoulder straps are a tad flimsy, but they are well padded with polyethylene foam, making for an okay carry. The back panel is padded too, but our problem lies at the bottom here. We found that when you have a few heavy items in the bottom of the pack, the lower part of this back panel can actually dig into your lower back, which obviously isn't ideal and doesn't provide a very comfortable carry whatsoever. Now, when the bag was completely full, we didn't find this to be an issue. The weight was distributed a little bit more evenly, it kind of stuck a little bit further out. Or when you have just a laptop and some tech gear, didn't find it digging in at all there. But definitely be aware of this, as it's not ideal. Moving on, there is an adjustable sternum strap that unfortunately cannot be removed or hidden away, which is a bit of a nuisance as it's always just dangling there when it's not locked in, but it's otherwise an okay sternum strap and does the job. The pack also comes with a hip belt, but it's pretty shoddy, and it really doesn't distribute the weight of your pack at all. However, it is detachable, so you can take it off if you don't want to use it. Now, something we are digging with the Amazon Basics travel backpack is that there is a hideaway harness system, so you can hide away the straps when you don't want them to be out. Now, all you have to do is unclip the straps at the bottom and slide the shoulder straps down the little sleeve and then zip it up at the top, and that will completely hide all of the straps away. Now, we've seen other bags do this better, but it's on this pack and it does okay. Now, if you prefer to carry your pack in the messenger style instead of on your back, this bag comes with a messenger style strap attachment for you to do this. It works, but it's not really our thing. Nevertheless, it gives you the opportunity to do what works for you. Moving on, there is a roller luggage pass-through sleeve at the back of the pack here. Now, while we don't have any issues with anyone throwing a backpack on their roller luggage, that's perfectly fine. This seems a little bit pointless to us, as this bag is just way too big and bulky for it to kind of make sense. But it's there, they've added it, so if you want to do it, then by all means, go for it. Next up, there are two quick grab handles on the top and right side of the bag. These aren't the best and they're considerably lacking in the comfort department, but they'll work in a pinch. There are also compression straps on either side of the pack too that can be used to hold a jacket or a tripod, as well as to compress the bag, of course. These do cover the zippers somewhat, but this is a common situation we've seen on plenty of other packs. You could even argue that they make this bag a little bit harder for a thief to get into. And finally, we must note that there is no water bottle compartment on this pack or anywhere to put one for quick access. Now, this isn't the biggest issue depending on your use case, but we know a lot of people like to have one, and we've been missing it. Moving inside the pack, let's start with this quick grab pocket on the front. This is handy, but it's pretty deep, so be prepared for smaller items to get lost inside. It's not quite as quick grab as we'd like it to be, but it's still a great place to hold your passport and other travel essentials. Moving on, we found the front compartment on this pack to be really useful. It's a great place to put all of our tech gear, and there's even enough room for a sweater if you need to pop one in. Starting at the top, there are two sleeves that are ideal for notepads or other similar sized objects, with a couple of pen holders in the middle. Underneath this, there are two large mesh pockets that are perfectly sized for a keyboard, but they're also extremely versatile and you can put whatever you'd like inside. Finally, there's a sleeve on the flap of this compartment, which we struggled to utilize, but it's there if you need it. Now, moving on to the main compartment, this pack opens up all the way with its clamshell design, making it super easy to pack. On the left, there is a large mesh compartment we use to hold the hip belt and messenger strap when not in use, and then there's a huge bucket of space for you to fill on the right. Now, there are two internal compression straps here that can help keep everything together, but we'd still recommend using packing cubes to further organise and compartmentalise this space. Plus, they'll prevent your bag from becoming a mess of wrinkled clothes too. This compartment can also be expanded by using the external compression zipper around the side of the pack. This will add around 2 inches of depth, meaning you can fit more stuff in. Now, this is great if you're really trying to max out what you can fit inside of this pack and take with you on your trip, but we found it a tad too cumbersome and bulky on our back in this uncompressed state. So if you can, we'd recommend keeping it compressed. Finally, there's a large compartment at the back of the bag that can hold a 17-inch laptop. There's a load of padding and there's tons of room here, but it can be a tad deceiving as anything you put in here will start to eat away at the space in the main compartment. This is problematic if you have your bag full to the brim, as we found trying to get the laptop in or out of this pack when it's really full can be really tricky. But if you do find yourself with a bit of extra room, it's a great place to of course put your laptop and also any flatter items at the back of the pack. At the time of this review, we've been testing the Amazon Basics carry-on travel backpack for just over 3 months, and it's seen use around the UK and on a trip to Porto, Portugal. While we can announce that this pack can fit a ton of gear and it should get you from point A to point B, there are a fair few durability issues that concern us. Firstly, as we've already mentioned, one of the zipper pulls flew off the main compartment as we were packing up the bag, which is never a good sign. And while the zippers are still functioning, they're becoming increasingly hard to trust as we continue to use this thing. Plus, there are a lot of loose threads around the pack and the seams are starting to tear in the front compartment. These are only going to get worse with time and it's not a good sign of what's to come. We know, and so should you by now, that the Amazon Basics carry-on travel backpack is not going to last a lifetime, but it should at least survive a trip abroad. And for a pack around $50, what more can you ask for? This being said, it still feels like a gamble every time we pack this bag up. There's a certain feeling you get when you have a durable backpack in your hands. It gives you a sense of comfort knowing that nothing is going to go wrong on your trip. But considering this pack comes in at about a quarter of the price of your mid to high level tier travel backpacks, this could still be a great option for any budget traveller. Moving on to the pros and cons, this is by far one of the cheapest carry-on sized backpacks available on the market. The clamshell design is easy to pack, and the front compartment is practical and well organised. Now onto the cons, we hold some significant concerns over the long-term durability. It's not the most fashionable, and the materials feel cheap, because they are. And it's pretty bulky and not particularly comfortable on your back either. Considering its remarkably low price point, the Amazon Basics carry-on travel backpack is an okay bag. And for around $50, what more can you ask for? The materials are cheap, and we've lost a zipper pull already, but the clamshell design is easy to pack, and the dimensions are perfect for carry-on travel. While we can't guarantee this pack will be your lifelong companion as you travel the world, or even survive more than one trip, this bag is an option that's hard to ignore for anyone traveling on a budget. So there we have it, our review of the Amazon Basics carry-on travel backpack. And as ever, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.